This is indeed live. As you can see, we are having a few little technical problems with the music there. We had two theme tunes going on at once, but it's great to be here. I hope that you're looking forward to this live from Coffee Break German. Ich heiße Mark. I'm Mark, and I am the learner on Coffee Break German. Normally, we're joined by Thomas or Andrea for our different lessons, but today you've got me because we are going to be taking a look inside Coffee Break German, a look inside the range of courses that we have with Coffee Break German. Now, let me just check that everything is working. You should be able to see my slides. And of course, the reason that we're all here is that this is Black Friday. And that means we have got the very best offers for you to help you take your next steps with German at this very important time of year, because it's a really important time for us. It means that we are able to offer discounts on our courses, and that means that you can take your learning to the next level with our Black Friday sale and Coffee Break German. Now, it's great to know that you are watching live. Of course, many of you will join us after the event. Some of you are sound asleep at the moment. If you're joining us after the event, we hope that you find this useful, and post a comment and let us know where you're watching from. And also, if you've got any questions, we'll do our best to answer in the comments. But I'm going to be answering most of the questions here live today. So it will be great to have your questions in the chat, and that way I can answer them here and help you find out what the next steps are. So let us find out, most importantly, who is watching. We have got Mohammed joining us. Mohammed, great to have you here. We've got Branko joining us from Belgrade in Serbia. Thank you for joining us. We've got Chris in Illinois, and we've got Ovidio joining us from Romania so far. So please let us know where you're watching from, and most importantly, if you have a question, then let us know in the comments. Now, today we are going to be talking through all of the levels and the courses available as part of Coffee Break German. Now, I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you can see everything. I hope everything is going according to plan. If there are any problems, do let me know, and I'll do my best to fix them. And we have the team behind the scenes watching as well and making sure that everything is going according to plan. So we've got the BI School from Bury in the UK, and we've also got Jim joining us from Oak Ridge in Tennessee. Great to have you all here. Really pleased to see you, and we hope that this is going to be useful to you in planning your next steps with German, because that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking a little, let me just take, there we go. We're talking about the Academy courses today, so Coffee Break Academy courses, and I'm going to talk you through the whole range of courses and explain what happens between levels 1 all the way up to level 3 and all of the individual courses in between, because we've had lots of questions as to which course should I get during the Black Friday sale. So I thought the easiest thing would be to talk you through the courses in this live broadcast. We'll also be talking about a new element that we've introduced this Black Friday, and that is Academy membership. Now, Academy membership is where you can access all of our Coffee Break German courses, or at least 9 of our Coffee Break German courses, the main ones, within one membership. And it's an alternative way of accessing the courses, but I'll be telling you a little about that too today. I'll be telling you about the Coffee Break Club. Again, many of you ask, what's the difference between the Academy and the Club and the membership and so on? So I'll tell you a little about the Coffee Break Club. We'll talk about pricing and how to save 40%. And of course, I'll be answering all of your questions in our Q&A session that's coming a little later on. So if that sounds good, let's get started, and we're going to talk through our Coffee Break Academy courses. Now, to do that, let me just talk through the main courses here. I've got some slides to show you what our main courses are. First of all, we have Coffee Break German Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. So these are our main courses. We used to call these seasons. These are seasons of the podcast, and they're split into 3 levels. So level 1 for beginners, level 2 for intermediate learners, and level 3 for advanced learners. And I'll be taking you through into the Coffee Break Academy to show you what these look like, to give you a behind the scenes view of what these look like. And we'll also be talking about our shorter courses. So our main levels are 40 lessons, but we also have some shorter courses available. For example, we've got Coffee Break German to go. And again, I'll be talking about that. And we've got our magazine too. And we also have our reading club. and our travel diaries. So, a range of coffee break German courses available. And all of these will help you move forward with your German depending on what level you're at. As I said, we also have something else, and that is our Coffee Break German online membership. But I'll tell you a little about that later on because I think what we should do first is start to have a look at the German courses and what they look like in the Coffee Break German Academy. So let me just go over here. If I just, let me see, which button do I press here? Have I got this? No, I don't seem to have this programmed in. So let me switch over. If I press this button here, yep, you should be able to see my computer here. So this is our main Black Friday sale page. And if we scroll down, we can choose our language. And so we'll go to German today. And these are our main sort of highlights of the German courses. But what I'm going to do is click on this button here where it says view our full range of German courses. And that will take us to the Coffee Break German page for our Black Friday sale. And there we'll see more information about the German courses and more details. So, not sure which course to buy? Well, this is what you're watching right now, our Coffee Break German Which Courses for You webinar. But let's navigate our catalogue and go down a little further and see the order of courses. I'm just going to enlarge this a little so that it's easier to see. So for our beginners courses, we start with Coffee Break German Level 1, and that is a 40 lesson course. The lessons are audio lessons, video lessons, and text. So you're able to work through the lessons as a complete beginner from the absolute beginnings of German and move through the lessons as you go and build your German skills. I've just got to fix one little technical thing here. If you give me 1 second, I am just trying to fix this, see if we can get this working. Let me see, 1 second. So hopefully this means we can now go between me, that's me on the screen, and yes, that's excellent. So this way we'll be able to see more clearly what's happening in each of our courses. So for Coffee Break German Level 1, as I said, there are 40 lessons for absolute beginners, so starting at the very basics of German. And if I just go into the Coffee Break Academy, so I'm logged in with our demo account here, and I'll just find Coffee Break German Level 1, which will be here. So I can go into the course and you can see what the course looks like, so we can access all of the lessons here within the Coffee Break Academy. As I say, if at any point, if you've got questions, do let me know because I'll be very happy to answer the questions after we've had a look at some of these courses. So let's jump into this lesson 3 here, for example, saying where you're from. So we can click on the video lesson, and now if I start playing this video, because we're using the live, it won't work correctly, but you can see this is where we would watch the video lesson. We can listen to an audio version of that lesson and download it and listen to it on the go. We can access the lesson notes. So the lesson notes for each of the lessons, you can see everything is written out. There is vocabulary and explanations. And there are also bonus audio materials to help you review what you've learned. So typically, if you're working through a lesson of our main courses, these are going to take roughly 20 minutes, 25 minutes to listen to the lesson itself, the length of a long coffee break. And then the additional materials, you could spend perhaps another half hour working through those materials, consolidating what you've learned. So in some ways, the kind of basic amount of time that you would need to use something like Coffee Break German lesson level 1 would be about 1 hour per lesson. And then that is a 40 lesson course. So it's 40 hours of learning, if you like. But obviously, you can spend more time on it if you want. You can go into greater detail and things. And you can really please yourself because it's very much a self-access course, and you can work through the course as you want and as you see as you see fit for the levels, the workings that you're going through. So you can work through the lessons gradually, and then when you get to the end of lesson 10, we've got a little quiz, so you can answer the quiz and see how you've learned, how much have you learned at that point. Sorry, we've got a few technical problems today and I'm a little bit distracted, so I apologise for that. So All of the lessons, as you can see, if we just come back to the home page for the course, you can see that there are lessons 1 to 40 all the way through the course and covering different topics, the kind of topics that you would need if you're travelling to a German-speaking area. So dealing with things like shopping, with ordering coffees, with visiting the pharmacy, using the phone, dealing with emergencies and so on, and also meeting people and getting to know people. Now, the last section of level 1 is a little bit different because this is where I, as the learner, went to Austria, in fact, and we spent some time with Thomas there, and I put my German to use. So we've got a transcript of all of the content here. If I jump into lesson 39 and go to the notes for lesson 39, and this might give you a feeling for how much you've covered by this stage you get to the end of this course. So you can see a little bit of the conversation here, and of course everything is explained. And this, as I say, is at the end of of level 1, and here you're able to see the type of German that you're able to cope with by the end of this season. So hopefully that helps you get an idea of how far you would go with your German by the end of level 1. Now, we also have other courses, as I said. We have other courses like Coffee Break German to Go Season 1. Now, Coffee Break German to Go is a series that we filmed in Germany where Julia, our presenter, is asking questions to passers-by. And at this stage, the questions are relatively straightforward. So things like, where are you from? Perhaps what your job is and things like that. And so these questions, again, are provided with transcripts, and you can watch the video lessons for Coffee Break German to Go. Now, on this page, you can see that all of the prices are listed here. So our main courses, so level 1, normally is $145 or £120 in the UK. And with the Black Friday code, that's now down to $87. So it's a huge saving of 40%. And our shorter courses obviously are not quite as expensive, and they are, for example, with this one, just a short course, $28 down to $16 with the code. So those are our main beginners courses, and then it's time to move on to our intermediate courses, and we've got a whole range of content for intermediate learners. I always think that when you get to a certain level, you've been learning a language and you start off moving forward, and it's straightforward because you know what you've learned, you know where you're going next, you know what topics you've got to cover. But then you kind of get to this point where you can't keep going forward as quickly. Perhaps you need to take in more of the language. You need to get more experience with the language. You need to build your vocabulary. You need to see the grammar that you've learned in further contexts. And that's really where our intermediate courses come in, because we have a range of intermediate courses, as I said, and these begin with level 2. So this is level 2 German, and we've got, again, 40 lessons here. And we're building this solid grounding of German in order to be able to build further. We're also looking at grammatical concepts and considering some of the more challenging aspects of German, because let's face it, German can be a little bit challenging when it comes to the grammar, and this is something that we probably experience sooner in German in comparison to other languages, because we have to deal with things like cases and adjective endings and how the cases affect these adjective endings, and all of this is covered in our level 2 course. We also have our travel diaries. I'll tell you a little more about them, and our reading clubs as well at this level. So let's take a look at Coffee Break German level 2. I'll come back to the Coffee Break Academy again, and just come out to our, oops, we're going all the way through. I'll just, actually what I'll do is I'll just come back to the Academy. There we go. And now we will just search for level 2. Again, this is an account where I've got all the courses that we offer, so there are quite a number of courses in here in my account, my demo account. So this is level 2. And you can see that we're already straight into the German here. Ich möchte gern den Braten mit Kartoffeln. So we've got a very obvious accusative case there. So this lesson may have something to do with cases. And then we've got Das ist ein schönes Zimmer. So within the context of hotel rooms and so on. But das ist ein schönes Zimmer. So we've got adjective endings there that we're looking at. And you can see the different topics that are covered here pretty clearly. Was hast du gestern gemacht? So what did you do yesterday? What have you done yesterday? So let's take a look at this one. Again, we've got a video lesson, and the video lesson, once more, I'm not going to play it here because that will cause us some technical problems if I play the video within this live video. But again, you can see that, you can download it. You also have access to an audio version of this, which you can download and take on the go. And then we've got our lesson notes. So once more, you can see that there is a lot of German in the lesson that's used naturally, but everything is explained with English explanations. And again, you're listening to a lesson. So this lesson is in season 2 or in level 2 between myself as a learner and Andrea, our teacher. And Andrea asks me questions, she challenges me, and I get things wrong. And these are probably the kind of things that you may also get wrong. But of course, when I ask, why was I wrong there? Andrea explains, and hopefully this means that you can also learn along with me, and that I will be asking the kind of questions that you will also have. And this is the coffee break method. This is what we've always done in all of our courses, where we have a learner working with a teacher, a native speaker, and asking the questions that you may have. So that's exactly what we do with Coffee Break German Season 2. And as you can see here, we're doing an introduction to the perfect tense, where we're forming past participles and using our auxiliary verbs, in this case haben. So was hast du gestern gemacht, and so on. So just coming back there to our list of contents. If we click this button here, we should come back. I'll just go to the home button. That's probably easier. There we go. So again, working through a whole range of lessons here. And as we move further, we get further into the language, further into the grammar also. But everything is presented in a very friendly way, in a very straightforward way. So let's have a look. Wir sollten wirklich nach Zürich fahren. So there we're looking at modal verbs. So again, if we jump into the notes here, we'll see we're actually using the modal verb sollen, and also we'll be reminded of tekamolo. So this is when we have the order of things in a German sentence, when time comes before cause and modus and so on. But all of that is explained in our course. Now, each lesson also has bonus audio. So the bonus audio materials, again, let you practice what you've learned and build on that. And again, if I just jump to the end of our course, that will give you a feel, a kind of sense of, again, how far you would come within this course. So here you can see the transcript of our conversation here. And you can see that there is already a lot more complex German in there. And that is where you would reach by the end of season 2. Sorry, level 2. I'm still calling them seasons. I should be calling them levels. We've changed these names. They're now level 2. Okay, so that is our level 2 course, and we also have other ranges of content at this intermediate level. For example, as I said, we have our travel diaries. Now, these are travel diaries. They're stories that you follow, 10 lessons each, and in each of the travel diaries, we're following a journey. So in the case of Travel Diaries Season 1, we're following a family as they travel through the Alps. And in the case of Travel Diaries Season 2, we're taking a second virtual journey on a canal boat along the Danube. So again, let's have a quick look at one of these travel diaries. Let me just go back to coffeebreakacademy.com, and we will find our travel diaries. So if I just type in here, travel, again, we obviously have all of the languages in here, but there's so there's German Travel Diaries Season 2. So if I click on this. Now, just one word here about the whole idea of seasons and levels. With our main courses, we're going from level 1, level 2, level 3. So these are progressive courses. They get harder. But with our travel diaries, that's season 1 and season 2, because these are at the same level as each other. Likewise with the magazines, season 1 of the magazine and season 2 of the magazine, because they follow at the same level. So let's take a look then again at our travel diaries. So in this, we've got audio and video and lesson note content. So the lessons begin with an audio lesson, and you've got a text from Carl, who is writing his diary and whose diary we're following. And once again, everything is explained. And in the audio lesson, again, this is me and Andrea, and we're talking about the lesson content and explaining everything. And I'm asking lots and lots of questions, and Andrea is answering all my questions. Now, we've also got a pronunciation practice video where we provide the text that we are following in the lesson, and you can repeat that along with the reader, with Carl in this case, and you will be able to practice your pronunciation in this way. So that is our travel diaries, one of our intermediate level courses. We also have a reading club. Now, again, as I said, at this level, we're trying to get more access to German and more experience with German and using the language in a variety of ways. So with our Coffee Break German Reading Club, what we do is provide a text and an audio version of that text, along with some vocabulary and comprehension questions, and you get a new text every week for the whole year. So the reading club is one text per week for the year, and we've actually got 2 seasons of this, and you can do both at the same time. Again, there's not a difference in level, it's just more content. So season 1 provides a text every week for the year, and season 2 provides a text every week for the year. So you would get text 1 today, and then text 2 next week, and so on. And likewise, if you went for both of them, then you would get 2 texts today, one from season 1, one from season 2. And the idea is over the course of the year, you're building up your knowledge, not just of the German language, but of the cultures associated with German-speaking places. So learning about food, about gastronomy, about history, about different people, about different places, and all sorts of interesting aspects of German-speaking culture in our Coffee Break German reading clubs. Again, at an intermediate level for intermediate learners. Let me just check that, yeah, things are working okay. So far so good. We've talked so far about beginners content and intermediate content. We also have some German advanced content, but I'd like to just take a little pause and ask you, first of all, if you have any comments about Coffee Break German, your experiences using Coffee Break German, or indeed if you have any questions about what you've seen so far, about which course you should get at this level. I'm just going to take a sip of water because talking for a long time is quite hard going. Okay. So Belma, I'm just going to put Belma's comment here on the screen. So before I came to Germany, I listened to Coffee Break German podcast. I learned a lot of things. Then after I came to Germany, I use it, but I had a problem. I can talk, but didn't know how to write. So interesting, Belma, that you've been listening to the podcast. And of course, our podcasts will help you build your knowledge, build your speaking, build your listening and your comprehension. But in terms of learning to write, that's where our courses really come in and help you build your understanding of the written language too. Jim is saying, I would love to see a German masterclass. That's maybe something for the future, Jim. We're not quite there yet with our Coffee Break German story, as it were. So perhaps for the future. So again, if you do have any comments or questions, let us know. Let's take a look at our advanced courses now. So our advanced courses begin with level 3 of Coffee Break German. So level 3 is much more advanced. We are working through a whole range of complex grammar and complex vocabulary and idiomatic expressions and so on. So I'll take you to that now. Let's see if we can just jump back here. And we'll have a look at level 3 when it loads in. Hopefully soon. There we go. So level 3, we've got level 3 here on the homepage. So you can see we're getting into the grammar in quite some detail. We're talking about genders of German nouns, how to recognize them, how to guess them. We're talking about imperfect tenses. We're talking about irregular verbs. We're talking about the genitive case and so on. So let's just jump in here. Once again, we've got a video version of the lesson, and we are able to watch the video. We can listen to the audio version, and we have the lesson notes here. And you can see we're using German for much of the lesson. We look at in this example, we're looking at cases and a review of cases using the nominative, the accusative, and the dative, because we're going to be going on to talking about the genitive. And the genitive case here, we were given some examples. So, die Schuhe des Vaters, the father's shoes, die Schuhe des Kindes or des Kinds, the child's shoes, and so on. So lots of examples, and of course all of this is discussed just like we've done through the whole course. I think the important thing to mention here is that any coffee break lesson is kind of like going for a coffee with your friend who happens to be a German expert, and that way you're able to enjoy your learning. It doesn't feel like a very serious class. It feels like something that you can manage, that you can do in your spare time. You might be having a coffee, but you can equally be driving or at the gym or out for a walk with the dog, whatever suits you, and you can learn while you're doing something like that. So, as before, we have audio content, lesson notes, and bonus audio too, along with the video lesson for each lesson. So there is this bonus content there. And as we work through the whole course, you can see that the topics change, and we have some really complex stuff in there. So we've also got some translation challenges as our bonus content, and that is an audio translation challenge where I am challenged to come up with the translation of a particular sentence. So here in this example, Andrea would give me one of these sentences to translate, and I would then try to come up with the correct answer, and she'll help me. And then we go also from English into German. The tent was blown away by the wind. So we're looking at some passive structures here as well. Really tricky stuff, but of course everything is explained in a straightforward way. At this level, we also offer a couple of other courses. Our Coffee Break German to Go Season 2. Again, this is based on video interviews with native speakers and some really interesting accents from different parts of the German-speaking world for Coffee Break German to Go Season 2. And we also have another course, again featuring Julia, and that is our A Flavour of German. And this is a course focusing on idiomatic expressions, where we can learn these different idiomatic expressions in different areas. So we've got idiomatic expressions that focus on animals or focus on the weather and so on. And so that's a nice course if you're looking to extend your knowledge of the German language and take it further. So 2 additional courses at our upper intermediate to advanced level there with A Flavour of German and Coffee Break German to Go. Now, as I said, the easiest way to take advantage of all of this and to take advantage of our Black Friday discount at the moment, where you can get 40% off all of these courses, is by going to our main page. I think I can bring that on here. Yep. And if you go there, then you can click on the German page and you'll be brought to this page. And then by clicking on any of these buttons where it says buy now, then you are able to go straight to the checkout for that particular course and purchase the course. Now, I know, let me see, we've just got some questions here. Let me just see, I'll take this off the screen so that we can bring in our question. Amber is saying, I'm currently learning level 1. Do I need to get through that before I start the reading or the magazine? So that's a really good question, Amber, because I think one of the key things about any learning of any language is that you sometimes need additional materials to help you move forward. And with our main level courses, with level 1, level 2, level 3, and so on, these are courses that will move you from point A to point B. But in between times, you need a little bit of extra help. And that is definitely where some of our other courses, like our reading club or our magazines and so on, come in. I'm going to answer Hillary's question as well, because in answer to both of these, I'd like to show you something else. So Hilary is saying, I think I'm at the level of your short course at the end of level 1. Does level 2 lead on from this? Will the cost of level 2 go up if I was to wait until I've done your 10 weeks course? So Hilary, yes, the cost will go up at the end of our Black Friday sale. The cost is currently down to $87 rather than $145, so a big saving at the moment. However, there's no time limit on the course itself. So if you wanted to buy the next course at the moment, that will just sit there in your account and you'll be ready to use it whenever it suits you to use it. So there's not a time limit as to when you can use that. So hopefully that answers your question. But also in terms of the levels, let me show you something else, because we do have another option, and that is our Coffee Break Club. And this is the perfect tool to help you do exactly what Amber's thinking about, this idea of doing something else at the same time as the main course. So if you're working through level 1 or level 2, then at the same time, you could be using our Coffee Break Club to access mini lessons and use them where and when you want. And all of these will help you move on a little bit with that particular lesson, or with that particular point. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we come to, I'm just going to bring this up. This is our Coffee Break Club. And the Coffee Break Club is available for French, German, Spanish and Italian. Indeed, a Coffee Break Club membership gives you access to all 4 languages. So it's just one membership for all 4 languages. But if we come to our Coffee Break German Club videos and go in here, every one of these videos is a different lesson which allows you to practice a particular topic or a particular area. So you can see here, this is a video lesson with Thomas auf dem Flohmarkt. So this is about building your vocabulary. He's been to a flea market and he's talking about that. There is a comprehension challenge here with Oliveira, where you're doing some translation from German into English. Here's more vocabulary lessons. Then you've got different contents here. So this is our series, Coffee Break German in der Sonne. So a series we filmed in Germany in the sunshine, where we're talking about different expressions. So jemandem schwerfallen, etwas oder nichts dafür können, and so on. We've got grammar videos on the modal verb mögen, and so on. So some of these topics are covered in our main lessons, but these are little mini lessons on them that you can use additionally to the Coffee Break main level courses and so on. So any one of these, you simply, in fact, if we just look at the levels here, if we look at level 1 beginners, so these are A1 videos. So these are videos that will help you at that beginner level. So Amber, you were talking about working through level 1. So these kind of videos will give you extra practice later on in that level. So you've got translation challenges, vocabulary videos, and so on. If we move up to level 2, so this is A2 to B1 level. We've got discovery videos where we're learning different aspects of German culture, and then all the other videos like the dictations as well. So any one of these, we just click into the video. We can watch the video here.
Hallo und willkommen zu einem neuen Video von Coffee Break German Club. Mein Name ist Thomas and today we are
Deutschland, ein aufregender Tag.
So unfortunately, I can't hear this, so I'm not sure whether you can hear it, but I think you can hear it. So you can see there, that's a video from Thomas about the 31st of October for Halloween. If we jump perhaps to, let me see, a translation challenge with Oliveira. And again, this is at our intermediate level. And I'll just...
Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Club. Welcome to the club. Ich bin Oliveira, and today we'll be doing translations together. In this video, we're going to focus on prepositions that can take either the accusative or the dative case. And we'll be translating sentences from English to German, where you'll get 10 seconds for each sentence. But remember, you can always pause the video if you need a little longer. Also, if you want to take some notes, grab a pen and some paper, und dann fangen wir an. Also, our first sentence is, we are going on holiday the day after tomorrow. How would you say this in German? Los geht's! Na, bist du fertig? Let's take a look. Wir fahren übermorgen in den Urlaub. So here, the day after tomorrow in German is called übermorgen, literally translated over tomorrow. So this is just one word in German, which is quite handy, useful. So we have übermorgen. And we could also start the sentence übermorgen fahren wir in den Urlaub. But here, just for simplicity, we've got wir fahren, we're going, übermorgen, and then in den Urlaub. And here, as you can tell, we're using the present tense to talk about the future, which we do quite often in German, especially when we have words like übermorgen to indicate that we are talking about the future.
Okay, I'm going to stop Oliver at mid-explanation there. You may have heard my doorbell ringing and a parcel being delivered halfway through that, so apologies for letting that play on a little. But it gives you an idea of some of the content from our Coffee Break Club. Now, the club is a separate product from the Academy, but the club also has 40% off at the moment too, so you can get 40% off your first monthly membership or your first yearly membership of the club, which brings it down to $11.99 per month or $119.99 for your year. And that again is German, Spanish, Italian and French. So all in the same membership. I'm out of breath because I had to run to the run to the door there. So hopefully this gives you a little idea of some of the additional aspects of what we have to offer with Coffee Break German. And there is one other thing, and that is our Coffee Break German membership. Now, the membership is different from the club. The membership is actually for the course. So the course that gives you the courses on the Academy. Let me just come to the correct place on our website for this. So if I come back here, there, I think, yeah. So if you can't decide which level you're at, we also offer this online membership for our Coffee Break Academy courses. Now, in the courses themselves, you may have seen that there are download buttons for the audio and the video and the PDFs and so on. In the online membership, you can't download any of the content. It's all available online, so you need internet access. You need to be online to access it. But it does give you access to all of these courses from absolute beginners to the advanced level that you can work through if you perhaps are wanting to dip in and out of different courses, or if you know that you're going to be working quickly through a number of courses. So it is the perfect way to access all of our content by using this online access. So if we just jump here to German, you can see here that our German membership, which would be $359 for the year. So it's a total value of over $800, but it's $359 with the code for the year. And that gives you access to Coffee Break German Level 1, To Go Season 1, Level 2, the Travel Diaries Season 1, Season 2, the Magazine Season 1 and Season 2, and To Go Season 2, and also Coffee Break German Level 3. So all 9 courses can be accessed within this online membership. And again, just stressing that it is online only. This is not lifetime membership like the courses are, but this is the online membership of our Coffee Break German courses. So that's another option that you might want to consider. The other thing to mention is that we also have bundles. So you can buy levels 1 and 2 together. And again, there's 40% off. So that's $249 down to $149. You could buy levels 1, 2, and 3 together, and that's $349 down to $209. And if you've already got level 1, then you can buy levels 2 and 3 together. So that's $249 down to $149. So hopefully all that makes sense. So let us recap a little. If this is the road of language learning, then what we need to think about is where all our courses fall in that road. And you can see there that the road of language learning from A1 all the way up to C1 and onwards to C2. So our Coffee Break German courses, for beginners, are level 1 To Go Season 1, intermediate level 2, Travel Diaries, Reading Club, and then advanced level 3, the magazine, and To Go Season 2. So hopefully that kind of explains where all of the different courses can be found. And again, just this whole idea of the progression of levels 1, 2, and 3, and the other things that you can do while you're doing them. So if you're kind of between level 1 and 2, then the travel diaries would work really well. If you're between or if working on level 2 but looking for an additional input, then our reading clubs would work well. And between 2 and 3, our magazines would work well. But of course, at all of these stages, the club is available, and you can also use the club to practice your German on an ongoing basis. And all of this, of course, with 40% off at the moment. And that's just a kind of summary of what you get in each option. So if you're going for the courses on the Coffee Break Academy, then these have resources for beginners, intermediate, advanced. Obviously, each course is separate there, and you have a one-off purchase for each of these. They're progressive courses. There's self-X resources. There's video content, audio content, text content, and quizzes. There's not really the short form content, the sort of dipping in and out. It's mostly longer form content on the Coffee Break Academy courses. There's no community discussions element. That's something that's featured in the Coffee Break Club. They're all one-off purchases. There is a subscription option within the membership, but the pricing there starts around $59 for some of the shorter courses to $209 for the bundle of levels 1 to 3. With the 40% off. But with the club, we're looking at resources for beginners and intermediate. They're very much self-access resources. It's all video content, so there's no audio, there's no quizzes or text, but there is, there's both short form and longer form content, and there is also a community there where there are community discussions. And of course, this is a subscription option, so it starts at $11.99 or $119.99 for the year. Okay, that was a lot of information. Do we have any questions? Thank you for staying with us to this point, and I would be very happy to answer any questions. We've had a couple of questions in from over email, but before we get to them, I'd just like to see, I think we can bring this on and actually welcome some of our new Coffee Break German members. So Richard H. Has enrolled in Coffee Break German to Go Season 2 during our live broadcast. That's fantastic. Thank you. Vielen Dank. Mariam B. Enrolled in the bundle of 1, 2, and 3. So Mariam's very much committed to moving forward with her German. Fantastic. Vielen Dank. Karen M. would also like to welcome Karen M. to Coffee Break German Level 2. And Sisi has enrolled in Coffee Break German Level 1. This is great to see. We're delighted so many of you are all joining Coffee Break German during our Black Friday sale. We've got Christoph, who has enrolled in Coffee Break German Level 2. Fantastic. And Dawn, also in Level 1. So Dawn is perhaps a beginner in German, starting off. And we've also got Mark, great name, Mark W. enrolled in the Coffee Break German magazine Season 1. This is fantastic. It's great to have you, and we're delighted to welcome you to Coffee Break German. And Karen also has enrolled in Coffee Break German Level 1. Lots of you, Daniel as well. Vielen Dank, vielen Dank. So Flaming Basketball Club is asking, where are the podcasts? So the podcasts are all still available. All of our podcast seasons are around, and you can access all of these on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And we've also recently launched a new season of Coffee Break German, which is the Coffee Break German show. And you can find them over at coffeebreaklanguages.com and access them there. There are indeed new episodes. There are brand new episodes of Coffee Break German that have just been released, so make sure you check them out. Again, at coffeebreaklanguages.com, you'll find the Coffee Break German show. Magic Dragon Wings is heading off now. Vielen Dank. I hope you found this useful. I hope you all found this useful. I'm just getting ready for our next live. We are doing 4 lives this afternoon. So this is our German one coming to an end, and we're going to be moving on with our Spanish one very soon. So if you've been watching on the Coffee Break YouTube channel, our main languages YouTube channel, then we're just coming back with a Spanish live in 10 minutes or so. But if you don't have any further questions from us, then we hope that you've enjoyed this. Belma's saying the book is also perfect. Thank you. We're delighted that you're enjoying our coffee break book. So this is the coffee break, 50 German coffee breaks, and you can find that in all good booksellers, both online and in bricks and mortar booksellers too. I am going to leave you there. Thank you for joining us today, and I really hope that this was useful and that you can take advantage of our Black Friday sale. And as I said earlier, for all of the information that you need, just head to coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF23, and there you'll be able to save 40% this Black Friday. Also, vielen Dank und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss!